As I'm Dwayne Bay, it is July the 5th, 2019. I'm Ron Arrington-Bey as your wife. I'm about to exercise. It's approximately 4:52 a.m.
By studying the human body, we will understand
I am listening to your Balance and Transformation podcast number 3.
The body is a microcosm of the outer physical macrocosm dimensions. So, let's start with what is the human body. My Stedman's Medical Dictionary says the body is the material part of a human, as distinguished from the mind and spirit. The New Oxford American Dictionary says the body is the physical structure of a person or animal, including the bones, flesh, and organs. The physical and mortal aspect of a person as opposed to the soul or spirit. My Webster Third New International Dictionary states what was previously mentioned by the Oxford and Medical Dictionaries. However, it takes it interestingly further. The Webster Dictionary says the body is the real as opposed to the symbolic. It continues, and I quote, one of the 7 planets of the old astronomy, called also celestial body, heavenly body, end quote. So here we see that the Webster Dictionary is pointing out that the 7 major celestial objects which are associated with the 7 days of the week are extensions of our body. Those celestial objects being the sun for Sunday, the moon for Monday, Mars for Tuesday, Mercury for Wednesday, Jupiter for Thursday, Venus for Friday, and Saturn for Saturday. The Webster Dictionary continues by saying, quote, one of the 7 metals corresponding to the 7 planets of astronomy, called also terrestrial body, end quote. So additional, not only are the celestial objects in space extensions.
As I'm exercising, someone outside around the room, this room, saying we already got it, and I felt the sharp pain right here. In Sudan, the men are being raped in front of their families. And I'm so thankful, Dwayne, that I have internet to give testimony of what I experienced being among unclean spirits. The United States ranked 35 in health. A lot of people in this landmass are unhealthy, and they have to go to the hospitals where they're dealing with mental illness, mental pain, or physical pains. The same spirits that are in Sudan that are raping, molesting, are the same spirits that are here. In Annapolis, there's a Navy base and an Army. It's called Fort Meade.
And at the exterior of our skin. Is this what quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum biology, the theory of everything, and other fields of science are hinting at? If so, congratulations, modern science. You are catching up slowly to what the ancient melanated scientists, sages, scientific priests and priestesses, men and women in sacred pyramid mystery schools have already known, and what many modern seekers have found out by studying some. From a spiritual science perspective, the physical body is a shell, a ship, an internal alchemical lab, a space for our soul, spirit, and consciousness to navigate and interact with the physical universe universes and the physical realities. However, the physical body is the anchor, the lowest vibrating aspect of other energetic bodies that we have. Those other bodies are used to navigate other realities beyond the physical or slower vibrating dimensions. From an ancient East Indian view, our Eastern cousins have preserved the spiritual science of what is known as the 5 koshas. Kosha spelled K-O-S-H-A. The word kosha comes from a Sanskrit word that means sheath, spelled S-H-E-A-T-H. The sheath is a covering, a capsule for our soul, spirit, and consciousness. So our existence has many, many layers. Let's take a deeper dive into the 5 koshas. The 5 koshas are 1. Annamaya kosha or food, sheath. 2. Pranamaya kosha or energy, sheath. 3. Manomaya kosha or mind, sheath. 4. Vijnanamaya kosha or discernment, sheath. 5. Anandamaya kosha or bliss, sheath. The term Maya is used at the end of each word to show that the covering, the capsule, the barrier or sheath of each one is not permanent. They serve a temporary purpose and is not the final stage of self-realization. Let's review the koshas one by one briefly. More information concerning them will be in the episode show notes. The first kosha, Annamaya. Anna means food. This kosha deals with everything that is nourished by food and consumption. This includes all the systems of the physical body, cells, organs, bones, muscles, nerves, etc. The Annamaya kosha reminds us that physical existence deals with various forms of exchange and transformation. The second kosha, Pranamaya. The word prana means life force energy, vital principle or breath of life. Prana kosha, which is inches above the physical body, is what animates and stimulates the physical body. The science of acupressure and acupuncture taps into the energy highway, doorways and currents of the pranic body or prana kosha. The third kosha is called Mano Maya kosha or Mana Maya kosha. In both variations, mana or mano means mind. This sheath or body can be seen as an observer that detects our existence and realities through our senses and through the mind, which is the subtler aspect of our brain and deals with processing our thoughts, emotions, and feelings. The fourth kosha is called Vijnana Maya kosha or Vijnana Maya kosha. Vijnana or Vijnana means intellect, discernment, or knowledge. This body or sheath is what enables us to make divine judgments, make clear holistic decisions, process information or conflicting thoughts, and discern between truth and falsehood. When most people say that only God can judge, they are detaching themselves from their divine nature and responsibility. Don't all holy books, including the biblical texts, show that we are all gods and made in the image of God? Through this separation, they have weakened their discernment powers divine discernment or clear judgment of people, places, and things, hence the many issues today that many people are suffering from. The realignment of the Vijnana Maya Kosha anchored us in divine intuition and the subtler aspects of reality beyond what is projected or presented to our senses in order to surface them. The fifth kosha is called Ananda Maya Kosha. Ananda means bliss. This body gives us a glimpse of what the ultimate reality of our divine state is. Bliss in this spiritual concept means a state free from distortion, false reality, attachments, trauma, drama, confusion, vices, addiction, mental conflict, depression, feeling of being unloved, and various psychological and mental issues. The Anandamaya Kosha is an introduction of what true love, harmony, and alignment is like with our true self and the divine. The Anandamaya Kosha state is experienced in deep meditation. However, it is permanently experienced during enlightenment.
In Sudan, they are being raped, the men, and 9 times out of 10 it probably, or 10 times out of 10 it was probably happening many times spiritually for years. We didn't know it. The first time I heard about Sudan, the war in Sudan, was in the 90s. So the same thing, when I give testimony of the black Negro, filth, these unclean spirits attacking my mind and my genitals while I'm sleeping or when I'm out, it's the exact same thing. So the same filthy, unclean spirits that are over there in Sudan that the military over there use, that are not abiding by laws of freedom, are the same spirits that are here in this landmass.
Is what is called in Sanskrit.
Hopefully, the military here has affirmed to uphold the Constitution of 1787 and all the divine laws of freedom. For over there, they also spoke about the breeding techniques that were going over there in Sudan and how they were breeding these filth, raping the women so they can get pregnant.
Soul expression, spirit expression.
The women gave testimony. Some women would kill their kids or their children because they were forced to have sex with creatures that weren't like them. But at the time, I didn't realize they were talking about unclean spirits, experiments. I just thought they were talking about something that was Arab or whatever. But some of the Sudanese women actually killed their children.
Center of the flame, the kosha,
and that's real testimony.
Radiating out from the hotter inner layer to the lesser outer layers, changing colors and intensity, the overall light from the flame. Because
they knew how filthy and unclean these spirits were, and they would. And so once again, breeding is a war tactic within the line. Ancient ancestral lines. So you got the pale skin that's unclean as spirit over here, and those that speak Spanish that are unclean as spirit. Not all. I refer to unclean spirits. And all of them are trying to use forms of breeding as a war tactic.
Stars and everything that the mind of the all, the divine or God manifests. This is why health and taking care of yourself from an holistic view is so important, which is why I mentioned it in the first podcast episode. Whenever there is an imbalance issue, illness, cancer, sickness, etc., understand that it is a manifestation on multiple levels. Therefore, detox, repair, reset, and balance will be needed on multiple levels. In imbalance is nothing but an obscurity, abnormality, and misalignment from our core essence underneath all of the koshas. 5 koshas. The 5 koshas are 1. Annamaya kosha or food, sheath. 2. Pranamaya kosha or energy, sheath. 3. Manomaya kosha or mind, sheath. 4. Vijnanamaya kosha or discernment, sheath. 5. Anandamaya kosha or bliss, sheath. The term Maya is used at the end of each word to show that
And remember, the Constitution is a divine organic instrument, Dwayne Bey, which you know this, that demonstrates freedom, the spirit of freedom. And so almost all these unclean spirits, they are not in the constitutional fold.
Let's review the koshas.
So they are considered slaves, chattel property. And so that's exactly how they behave, and that's what they are used for, breeding.
Anna means food. This kosha deals with everything that is nourished by food.
And as war tactics, spiritual war tactics.
This includes all the systems of the physical body, cells, organs, bones, muscles, nerves, etc. The Annamaya kosha reminds us that physical existence deals with various forms of exchange and transformation. The second kosha, Pranamaya, the word prana means life force energy, vital principle or breath of life. Prana kosha, which is inches above the physical body, is what animates and stimulates the physical body. The science of acupressure and acupuncture taps into the energy highway, doorways and currents of the pranic body or prana kosha. The third kosha is called Mano Maya kosha or Mana Maya kosha. In both variations, mana or mano means mind. This sheath or body can be seen as an observer that detects our existence and realities through our senses and through the mind, which is the subtler aspect of our brain and deals with processing our thoughts, emotions, and feelings. The fourth kosha is called Vijnanamaya kosha or Vijnana Maya kosha. Vijnan or Vijnana means intellect, discernment, or knowledge. This body or sheath is what enables us to make divine judgments, make clear holistic decisions, process information or conflicting thoughts, and discern between truth and falsehood. When most people say that only God can judge, they are detaching themselves from their divine nature and responsibility. Don't all holy books, including the biblical texts, show that we are all gods and made in the image of God? Through this separation, they have weakened their discernment powers or ability to judge. Anyone that had an obstructed Vijnana Maya connection or had an imbalanced Vijnana Maya body does not have divine discernment or a clear judgment of people, places, and things, hence the many issues today that many people suffer from. The realignment of the Vijnana Maya kosha anchored us in divine intuition and the summit
Right now, I'm feeling a dull pain in my tooth. Sometimes when the pale skin is around, this happens, or Spanish.
Bliss, this spiritual concept means a state free
that are unclean in spirit.
False reality, attachments, trauma, drama, confusion, vices, addiction, mental conflict, depression, feeling of being unloved, and various psychological and mental issues. The Anandamaya Kosha is an introduction of what true love, harmony, and alignment is like with our true self and the divine. The Anandamaya Kosha state is experienced in deep meditation. However, it is permanently experienced during enlightenment, attainment of nirvana and samadhi. The 5 koshas are a wonder, dimension, reality, and a universe unto themselves. They are also associated with 3 other major umbrellas called the physical body, astral body, the causal body. According to the spiritual science of Kriya Yoga, the food kosha and prana kosha are under the physical body umbrella. The mind kosha and intellect kosha are under the astral body umbrella. And the bliss kosha is under the causal body umbrella. Higher above the 5 koshas, at the center of our essence, the area that all the koshas have been covered like an energetic onion is what is called in Sanskrit the Atman, spelled A-T-M-A-N. Atman means the self, the center of our divine consciousness, sometimes called cosmic consciousness or super consciousness. In Jainism, Atman is also known as Jiva or soul expression and spirit expression. In Hinduism, Atman means the inner self, self-realization, Brahman or true self. In Buddhism, Atman is known as the permanent self, the essence of the soul. One of the best ways to understand the Atman and the 5 koshas is by the symbolism of a lamp flame. The Atman is the center of the flame. The koshas are the many layers of the flame radiating out from the hotter inner layer to the lesser outer layers, changing colors and intensity. The overall light from the flame will be the divine radiation, which shows that God and the true nature of self exists. With these 5 energy bodies covering or sheets, this is what enables us to travel in the astral realm of the dream, travel to the past, present, or future. What connects us to other dimensions, the planets, stars, and everything that the mind of the all, the divine or God, manifests. This is why health and taking care of yourself from a holistic view is so important, which is why I mentioned it in the first podcast episode. Whenever there is an imbalance,
Someone just said with a Spanish accent, I'm going to marry her, or marry her and move.
manifestation on multiple levels. Therefore,
I don't know, I have never known anyone that speaks Spanish personally. I didn't understand why these Spanish, were they from Mexican, were they Mexican, El Salvador, South American, Puerto Rico, wherever they were from, was so aggressive, spiritually and mentally, and forced engaging. I was like, what's wrong with them? Because I'm not employed, I wanted to know them. In Arrington-Bey, and I run the Arrington-Bey, don't know anyone. As Hebrew Muslims, Moorish Americans, we don't know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland. So we have not applied. We want to get to know anyone personally here. But I couldn't understand why this still, you have spirits trying to engage forcefully, attacking genitals. and which, once again, we don't know anyone here personally. So someone outside around this workout room, it is 5:17 a.m. saying, I'm going to marry you with a Spanish accent move. It's just like I didn't know that the Navy Academy was 2 miles approximately behind Burger King, where I earn money at. But I kept seeing military people come in Burger King eating, and some of them behave odd. I had no idea. I've been working at Burger King since the year 2016 here. I had no idea it was that close.
Meditation, chanting, exercise, stretching, yogic workout, mental discipline, etc. Aspects of your cells, organs, brain, energy channels, major and minor chakras start to
odd, where I'm like, how can this male be behaving this way and representing the United States Navy and Army? Because we as Moorish Americans, being taught by Moorish American natural public, are encouraged to respect these agencies, those that have upheld or have affirmed or taken an oath to uphold the Constitution, all aspects of 1787 and proclamations of Abraham Lincoln, the 13th Amendment, 20 sections, these divine laws of freedom. So to see men, these are big men, behave odd in a restaurant, Burger King, I was surprised.
Ignorantly convinced that the body is only limited to what is physically seen. The many parts of our physical body help to
and they range from Spanish looking to pale skin, and mostly the black Negro.
Advanced technology we possess. It is the alchemical lab where part of the great work is done for transformation, karma cleansing, balancing, shifting of our internal reality to impact the external reality and more. Now, with that said, this brings us to the favorite part of the podcast with many people, the part where I suggest some mental, physical, spiritual, financial tools, remedies, solutions, formulas, techniques, or reminders that people can do right now pertaining to the topic at hand. In this case, physical balance. Right now, mentally, what you can do to boost your physical balance is more so a reminder and alignment of perspective. The reminder is to have good holistic mental, spiritual, financial, and physical balance. We must have a good understanding, relationship, and love for our physical body. Many issues with our body comes from ignorance and the disassociation with our body. The word disassociation is a medical, psychiatric, psychological, and therapeutic term. The basic definition for disassociation is the disconnection and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, actions, and identity. My STEM and medical
One black Negro was walking around. He had the Army emblem on the back of his truck. When I first came to Annapolis, Maryland, a few months of us being here in Monty Gray High today and Ironic High today, he was just walking around Burger King singing how this song, which consists of words, "We're gonna get this soul," and he was a black male, and he was sweating profusely. Literally, he looked like he was possessed or something, and no one seemed to take this as being odd or ask him to stop. I was new. I didn't know, and the measures didn't confront him, so I just looked like I was watching him. I remember he stood in front of a co-worker, Khalid Abdullah Muhammad, and I was singing and saying, "We're going to get this soul," but Khalid Abdullah Muhammad didn't say anything. He's a black male, unless he claimed a nationality. He didn't say anything, he just looked at him, but he was just standing there saying it, and then he walked away. And once again, being new to Annapolis, Maryland, and also never seen behavior like this before, I just watched, and I was really stunned. And then I saw the Army emblem on the back of his truck. I was really stunned to see that.
This is very serious. In Metaphysical Books by John Baines, he shows how unalignment with all aspects of ourselves will cause spiritual, bipolar, and schizophrenia-like behavior and other spiritual depictions.
So I'm thankful to Arrington-Bey that the internet exists, so I can communicate with you and in different ways, and my Moorish American National Public, and I give testimony, Islam.
And other aspects of the body.
Because in Sudan, and I'm not saying just give testimony of what I experienced. In Sudan, they can't even say what I just said on the internet because they have no internet.
They have disassociation with their directing or commanding duties.
But the girl, which looked very young, gave testimony of grown men being raped in front of their families
By saying,
and bodies being thrown into the Nile.
Used as an essential part of a technique for healing in psychology.
I've heard of men being raped and boys being raped in the 1990s. I know actually it was in 2000. But they've been at war, if I remember correctly, since the late 1980s.
So what the last definition of disassociation shows us is